Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jemma's Window for January 2020. Now, if you have followed the calculations in the box below or hopped onto my website at gemmaswindow@gmail.com and found the calculations on the site and concluded that you are a power year number 7, then you are at the right place. This is very exciting, sevens, because you're in a new year and you only have to calculate that number once, but every month your number changes, and that's what I'm here for, to tell you that January is a month of 8 for you. Ooh, let's refresh our memory of those numbers. So the year of 7 it's a thinking year, and it's meant to be a quieter year for you. Things may be going on around you, but you may not be the leader in the fight. You may be the person on the sidelines that is watching the fight, determining what you really believe, what you really want to pursue, and what you think your real purpose is in this life. It can also be a year of specializing in something. So, for example, maybe you're healing from something. Maybe you're in the midst of a situation and you can't think about anything else, and you're exploring all of your options and what you really want to do. The year of 7 can also be about faith, learning to have faith, learning what is your faith, and learning about trust. When you're in the month of 8 tends to be a month where rewards can come your way. It's a very karmic number, and it can mean rewards come your way in the way of finance, in the way of promotion, in some kind of way of success. Now, for the very few of us who have been very deceitful and have done wrong, or maybe we even have some karmic debt from a past life, something may crop up in this month of January that brings us back to the past and makes us face it, whether we're conscious of it or not, of doing something wrong that we have to face up to and handle the repercussions in this month of January. So you're also nearing completion on a project or a phase in your life. That could be two sevens. So let's take a look, if we will. We're going to do 3 sections of the reading, and those sections will be about business, about love, and about any outcome you'd like to know about. I'm shuffling the cards now, and for those sevens who have a job, let's take a look at how you're perceived at the workplace and what might you expect to happen in this month of January, in this month of 8. Okay, so let's take a look. That's a very, very nice card. Sevens, that's also a nice card. Okay. What we have, sevens, is that I feel like you really do come through for a project at work, or for a person at work, or possibly even for yourself. It may start a new avenue for you. It may be the beginning of a situation that we're talking about here, that you've made a suggestion about a new group that, I'd like to lead the such and such group at work, and I would like to, maybe you've put that into the minds of your employers in the past, and you say, well, it's finally coming into fruition. I finally have been given that opportunity to start this new endeavor, or they've said, go ahead, you can hire yourself an assistant, and you started that new endeavor, or you have started a new job and it's a new endeavor. I feel like there have been changes in the past and things moved around very conveniently, and maybe it's happened very quickly. But in any case, you were pleased about it or excited about it. And then comes what we have coming into the future, and that is all of a sudden you're questioning, well, wait a minute, this is not exactly how I thought it was going to be. So you're in this year of 7, and it's not the year for you to be like gangbusters and to start yelling or screaming or being difficult. It's not the year for that. It's more the year of kind of giving it some time and waiting and see how it goes, or which way it goes, or what happens. Now, as I've said before, if we were doing a private reading, I would ask I would know more specifically of what we're talking about here, and I would go in many different avenues asking questions to try to get answers as to which direction are we going. But that's not our case. We're doing a general reading right now, and the general thought process is from the universe is to keep it to yourself, more or less, about what you're dissatisfied about until you feel I hate to say that you've received a sign to move forward and start letting people know how you feel, or what's going wrong, or this is wrong, or we need to fix that, because sometimes we're unclear on what those signs are. So I'm trying to think of a better word. Maybe it's following your intuition. Maybe it's following, you're listening to this reading. Maybe you listen to other readings. Maybe you have a good person to ask in your life for their advice. But we don't want to be hasty, because things have been moving nicely for you, or are going to be in the month of January, but you might just find an element of dissatisfaction to it. And that's where we want you to hold up and not do anything rash just yet. Okay, 7s? Let's take a look at you 7s who are looking for work, looking for a job, and you're in this month of January 2020. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. Sevens. This is very strong and unfair, I feel like. People have been holding out on information. So let me just inform you something. If there's been someone or a job site that's been kind of stringing you along, oh yeah, they're stringing you along. And it looks to me like it continues that way all the way through January. And that's very good for you to know, because you have 3 cards here. You have 2 cards that say you are not getting the correct information. And then your card that's coming into being in your future is moving slow. Like you're like, why is this moving so slow? Why isn't this moving? You are not receiving the right information to get where you want to go. Only you know personally if you're taking the word of someone. I have had clients before who have relocated for positions and sat at home waiting to get their first day assignment. Never came. It can be a question of that. It can be a question of you yourself misread something. You yourself didn't ask the proper questions or look at the proper resources or sources, or sent something to the wrong address. Something here is majorly afoot for those of you who are looking for an opportunity or waiting to hear about an opportunity. You do not have the correct information about it. I feel like you haven't been given the correct information, and that this is moving very slowly, and that the suggestion here is to, if you know exactly what this means, is to get out there and start all over again with the process and do it correctly this time, or move on to another project, move on to another assignment, or put out another application. Whatever is applicable to you, because you're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting for something to turn out that you thought was a sure thing or you had a good chance for. Wow, that's pretty intense, sevens. Wow. Moving forward now, sevens, let's go into love life and relationships. And let's take a look at, if you are a seven and you are in a relationship, let's take a look at how things are going in this month of January, this month of 8. Okay. You know, I started doing numbers because there was so much that I had to do in my head. I had to do my clairvoyance in my head. That's how I read tarot cards. That's how I read you. That's how I read your past, your present, and your future. Mediumship was in my head. Messages coming from the other side for you. The tarot cards are a good backup. That's what I'm using right now, but it's my interpretation of them because I read cards clairvoyantly. And I wanted something that was scientific and tangible, and numbers are a wonderful thing and for that reason. And when I'm looking at your cards here, we're asking about relationship. Yet again, I get all this waiting and wondering and watching and thinking, and that's the year you're in. You're in a year where there's more watching and assessing done by you than there is by action. And for those of you who are in a relationship, I just feel like these cards are showing coming from a place of some kind of conflict, and that can be with their family, within their family, within your family, within your own, if you have children, nieces, nephews. I just feel like it's coming from a place of conflict, and it's like there's only so much that you can do. And I feel like the cards are suggesting that it's time to let it go, to let go of the conflict. I just don't think you're going to, in this month, win this one or come out looking like the hero or come out looking like, you know, you really helped, you really worked things out, you really facilitated a situation here for yourself, for you and your love, for somebody else in your family. It just looks like you're in a no-win tail end of a commotion within a relationship here. And since there is a no-win, why frustrate yourself anymore? Let the chips fall where they fall and then sit back, watch, and wait. Ooh, that's harsh, sevens. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a relief, too. Maybe it's just a relief that you've done everything that you can do and you just can't do more. And you're going to be talked about, whether you like it or not, behind your back, and you're going to feel harsh on yourself and be hard on yourself and be judgmental on yourself about the situation. But it just is a situation, and you're in this karmic debt month, and it just might be that a layer of something has to be healed this month in job, in relationships at work, in romance, in relationships in your life. Things just have to get worse before they get better. for you. And that might not be the whole kit bag and caboodle. It might be one issue, that's going on. Let's take a look for sevens who are looking for love in this month of January. So it's looking to me here, sevens, that you're meant to, get up, brush the dirt from your knees, and get moving again, It looks to me that you are holding yourself back from meeting someone, taking a chance, trusting again, or just plain enjoying that, okay, if I'm going to be on my own, then I'm going to make the best of it here. That's the advice for you, sevens, for January. And I'm thinking that's what the pause is. I'm thinking because it seems more like it's a self-emotional healing that's being suggested for you. Rather than okay, we got to do this. Hop 2, 3, 4. What about this? What about that? Did you call that person? Did you look at that app? I just don't feel like that. I feel like this is more inward for you, is to let go of past hurts or things that have disillusioned you once and for all. Let go and start moving in a new or different direction, and it may just be one that's full of self-love and the trust that the universe is going to bring to me what I need when I need it. And no matter how much I try to figure blanky blanky blank 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 out, I'm never going to be able to. So why don't I just look at the here and now and the today and say, okay, I've got 2 feet that can walk to a different situation, or a mind that's open enough to move to a different thought process, and I think I'll start there. 7 is the most spiritual number, and you're in a spiritual year. And you're getting spiritual readings. And I know that sometimes that's hard to take, and it makes me nervous when I'm doing readings for clients. Oh, particularly when a client comes and says, no, I have no questions. I just want to hear what you have to say. And, believe it or not, would you believe, and I'm being sarcastic when I say this, would you believe that I may not have to tell you, oh my God, you're winning the lottery. And I see here that you have 3 handsome suitors coming your way this year. And oh my gosh, it looks like work is a bonanza. Would you believe that maybe there's just ain't that much to say? And that's why it's a much more interesting reading for you when you leave much more satisfied when you come with questions. Because then you're guiding the reading and you're guiding me for what you want, instead of getting like a spiritual read. Now this, I'm always 9 out of 10 times I'll get tangible things for you, but not in this case, sevens, not for January. The cards are getting you into spiritual mode. They're getting you into, we want to work from the inside out, sevens, instead of the outside in, the outside where the lottery is, the outside where Prince Charming is, the outside where the job promotion is. No. We want to go in and make you think. Think and make inner decisions and choices to change or to affect your outside world to get better results. Ooh! I'll tell you, that's not easy for everybody. So I hope that for those of you who are listening, you understand it and appreciate it. That's what the universe is trying to do for you. Now, for our last segment, if you would just think of a very specific question, and I'm going to ask for what's the best results for this particular outcome can we expect for our sevens in the month of January. Okay, and the more specific question you have, the more specific the answer will be. Okay, let's take a look. Man, I can't get away from this Chariot card for you. I'm using 3 different decks. Same thing with this Magician card for you. My gosh. I'm using 3 different decks here. So to pull the same cards out is unusual, and it means something. The Chariot card in my deck, I have a black horse and I have a white horse. The black horse is going in one direction and the white horse is going in another direction, the opposite. So we want to know what's the best outcome for your question, and it comes down to, what's your decision? You haven't made a decision that you need to make. Oh, that's big and that's profound. And it's like, okay, I'm asking the universe, do I stay with the person or do I leave the person? And I'm telling you that the card that I have is something about, well, you haven't made a decision yet. And you're saying, yeah, but I'm asking the cards today, or the universe, what decision to make. And I say right back at you again, you haven't made any decisions yet. Whatever, nothing's going to happen or come to you or be of your own choice, according to what I have here, if you don't do your homework. And one of the things that you could do is, if we're talking about something simple, whether I stay or whether I go, in regards to anything, have you written your utility list, where on one side of the paper you write all the reasons you should stay, and on the other side of the paper you write all the reasons you should go. Have you done that kind of thinking? Have you done that kind of homework yet? Or are you, I don't know. I feel like what these cards are saying is that you're in the land of, I don't know, it'll fall into place. I don't know. I don't have to be a part of it, the decision-making process. Let me just see what happens. And yes, that is the type of year that it is. But I feel like, you know, we also have to kind of be in it to win it. We also have to contribute to, you know, going to work every day to see how it's going to go, rather than, you know, sitting home and thinking, is this the right job for me? I don't know if I'm doing an effective description of what I mean. Maybe another way of saying this is that even though it doesn't look like you're doing anything on the outside, the universe is saying you better be doing the work on the inside. Again, instead of working from the outside in this year, sevens, we're going to work from the inside out. And you're in the first month of the year, and you have a whole year to go, where things may be just seeming like they're not moving, or that you're just not sure and you're vacillating between what do I want and what don't I want. And doggone it, you're supposed to be working from the inside out this year. But are you? And that's what I feel like. I hate doing that to you, but I feel like this is the answer to your question. You want to know what's the best outcome, and the cards are saying, have you done any homework on this? Have you really done homework on this? And determined what you really want or what you really think, or have you really even pursued it? Have you even looked at it? Have you looked at it enough or nearly enough? You know, what's in the recent past here is that you're a creator, and it's a year of creating and manifesting things into your life that you want. But are you being fickle? Are you saying, well, I'd really like a relationship, but to tell you the truth, if the person doesn't have brown hair, brown eyes, isn't in between 5'7" and 5'8", doesn't have their degree and working on a master's, they can't smoke, I don't like cursing, and they have to live within 5 minutes of my house, then that's what I want, so I think I'll just sit here and I'll wait. But why isn't it happening? It's that kind of fickleness that, well, if it isn't happening, maybe we have to revisit those demands. Maybe that's why. So I have to think again, and I have to go back again. Well, okay, maybe if they don't have their masters, I can suck that up. And, maybe if they are only in the area certain days of the week, I can suck that up. Sevens, I don't mean to ramble, and in my own mind, I'm not. I'm trying to set examples for something that's very difficult to relay to the general public rather than just you. And honestly, if it was just you sitting here, I may have... Oh. Trouble. Oh, I'm so sorry. Why don't we let that ring, Sevens? Because, unfortunately, I turned the sound off on my phone, but maybe I hit the wrong thing. So, okay. On that note, Sevens, we're pretty much done anyway. I thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't subscribed, yet to this channel, please do. I'd love to have you, and I will see you next month when you're in the month of 8, and we're going to take a look. And I'm telling you, it has been an amazing reading for you so far, and it really does show that you are in a year of inner work, and you are meant to work from, as we said, the inside out in 2020. Okay, Sevens, we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining Jemma's Window. Bye for now.